This might be one of the most underrated 80s slashers I've ever seen. It takes place in a grocery store, has some of the most ridiculous and gory kills I've seen. It's a pretty crazy movie. And somehow, almost nobody talks about it. At least not to my knowledge. This is No Name Nightmares, where I help you find hidden horror gems and hidden not-so-gems. Today we're talking about 1989's Intruder. So I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead movies, and I had no idea this movie even existed, but upon doing some research, it turns out that the movie has a lot of cast and crew who worked on the Evil Dead movies. So the writer and director of this, Scott Spiegel, he also was one of the writers for Evil Dead 2, which, in my opinion, is, out of the original three, the best one. Also, Sam Raimi's in it. Ted Raimi's in it, and Bruce Campbell even shows up. So I'm thinking here, how have I never heard of this? What am I missing? And I give it a watch. So the movie takes place entirely in a grocery store after closing. I'm definitely a fan of horror movies with one setting, but they have to make it interesting enough, and this one does. So the film follows a group of employees working the night shift, and then someone starts picking them off one by one. Simple setup, nothing crazy, but the setting, it's actually kind of genius. Because we've all been in a grocery store, haven't you? And now you're thinking, what if someone's just back there? Also, I used to work at Food Lion in college, so this felt way too familiar to me. The coworker pushing stuff off of the shelves. Yeah, some of us did that.
All nude wooden fish wall shelf. Wood fish beach decor display shelf. It's $27.24 after $1.74 coupon. With delivery by Monday, April 20th. You can say, buy it now, or save for later.
No, Alexa. Echo, turn off. Anyways, yeah. Things like hanging out in the stock room. Even though this stock room is way too big for some reason. But other than that, it is actually kind of accurate. Just minus the murders, of course. I guess depending on what grocery store you work at, though. Also, there's a sign that says, safety first, knives are sharp, please be careful. And Food Lion had signs like this all over the break room and the stock room. Like, one of them said, slips, trips, and falls hurt us all, and had someone in a lion costume pouring detergent on the floor, looking all menacingly. No joke. If you ever worked at a Food Lion, do any of you remember this? Anyways, the beginning of the movie is very much an 80s slasher setup. You've got the creepy ex-boyfriend, Craig, who does not look like a Craig. This man's not Craig. Who named him Craig? Anyways, he's laughable and creepy, but not in the right way. Good thing people always come out of nowhere and stop him from doing stuff. There's a scene where he's just standing outside the store, staring into the window, and like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Also, the movie, of course, has over-the-top acting, fake punch sound effects, and stupid cops. It would not be an 80s slasher without those, right? There's a scene where like 5 people just come out of nowhere and start fighting each other like it's Anchorman, and I'm just sitting there like, what is happening right now? But then, once this movie gets going, it really gets going. Like, after the first 30 minutes, people are getting killed every couple of minutes, and this is where the movie really shines. The kills in this movie are insane, and they're all practical effects too, which is a huge plus. And they're done well. So you have things like a head getting crushed, somebody getting stabbed in the eye, and that triggering a receipt printer. Someone gets turned into a literal half-off sign. And yes, there is a Baylor kill that is easily the goriest kill in the movie. And if you've ever worked in a grocery store or worked, I guess really in any type of stock room where you do have cardboard boxes that need to be broken down, you know how dangerous those things are? We used to joke about jumping into the baler to get workers' comp. Like that'd ever work. There's also a kill involving a saw blade used to cut meat, which is pretty good. But the build-up is weird and had me dying laughing. The killer literally swings in out of nowhere, kicks the guy, cuts him with a cleaver, then drags him by his legs, with him screaming in such an over-the-top way for like 30 seconds, and then he gets killed. Anyways, this movie uses the grocery store setting so well, everything becomes a weapon. And if you were a kid in the 80s, you'd probably get some nostalgia seeing the aisles of the grocery store, cereal boxes and stuff. I wasn't alive yet though, so no nostalgia for me. And this movie also does something I didn't expect. The camera work is actually really creative, although at the same time it kind of makes no sense why they made these choices, but I still appreciate them. So there are shots from inside a phone, shots from the floor, and weird angles that you don't normally see. It kind of gives that chaotic, almost Evil Dead energy a little bit, but it's not quite the same. And I do need to talk about the characters, but let's be real. They're exactly what you would expect. Not super deep, kind of dumb, mostly there to die. But honestly, that's part of the charm. It's an 80s slasher. Who even remembers any of the characters in any 80s slasher besides Nancy, Laurie Strode, and maybe, I don't know, Shelley? Anyways, the movie is way funnier than I expected. There's also a line about a Hamilton Beach blender that really killed me. And the killer literally beats someone with a severed head, which I would say I haven't seen that done before, so props on them. And this movie just knows exactly what it is, and it goes for it, and executes well. It's not perfect, though. Of course, the acting is hit or miss. Some scenes are unintentionally hilarious, which I'm completely fine with, but maybe some of you may not be. And it's a very standard slasher story. It doesn't reinvent the genre, but like I said, what it is doing, it does it really well. And honestly, that's why I liked it. This is simple, gory, ridiculous, and just so much fun to watch. It's the kind of movie where you throw it on and have a great time. There was also a twist that I didn't expect, and the ending sequence is pretty ridiculous. What the hell was that final shot, though? That was that was weird. But if you like 80s slashers, practical gore effects, creative kills, or just weird, overlooked horror movies, you need to watch this one. This might honestly be one of my favorite 80s slashers outside of the big franchises, and Maniac Cop maybe. Or maybe I just really like Bruce Campbell. I don't know. But for this, I would give this movie a 4 out of 5. If you've seen this one, definitely let me know what you think. And if you haven't, trust me, this is exactly the kind of hidden gem this channel is all about, and exactly the kind of hidden gem that you need to watch.